Parris Campbell from St. Vincent St. Mary High School and Ohio State. Got to see him for a number of years. Also a guy that played running back in high school and transitioned. You saw him quite a bit.
Yeah, and he's a versatile guy. Obviously, like you said, he played running back, and he's a guy you can get the ball to in space, and he's going to make things happen because of that background. Ohio State did that a lot. You can use him on end arounds. You can use him on reverses. You can just throw the ball to him quick on the sideline and let him make somebody miss. He'd actually be a really good fit in Cleveland as well, just because you wouldn't have to start him on the outside. There's a lot of different things you could do with him. He can probably contribute on special teams, maybe even as a return guy. And that's really what I think the Browns would be looking for if they did take a receiver at some point.
Yeah, and again, before they traded for Odell Beckham, there were a lot more receivers in play. Again, let's welcome in Jake Burns, Orange and Brown Report contributor on cleveland.com. I know you've seen quite a bit of Parris Campbell on tape. What do you think of Parris Campbell and the things he does well?
Yeah, I'll echo Dan. Just like Andy Isabella's a running back transplant to wide receiver, you get these guys who can run in open space. And at the college game, you want to get them the ball as quickly as you can with less people around them, and that's probably best fit as a wide receiver for those guys' body types. If you look at what's going to be the knock on Parris Campbell, it's going to be route nuance. He doesn't run a ton of different downfield routes with multiple levels of complications to it as far as beating a press off the line, 2 cuts to make a move, 1 cut to set up another cut. He doesn't do that stuff. He's more of what I used to call when coaching a long handoff guy, drags, bubble screens, different things like that to let him make plays in space, which is what he's effective at. And that's not a knock on him. 4.3 speed guys who can get to top speed at the blink of an eye have a place in the NFL. Curtis Samuel is sort of the mold. I think Curtis Samuel had a little bit more route nuance, but I think a more explosive athlete is Parris Campbell. So if a team takes him, if the Browns were to take him, it would be a luxury pick for an offense because you're looking at sort of that Swiss Army knife that can do a lot of different things, can maybe even be a dangerous threat in special teams returning the football too. So, you get guys with speed like this, you can find a way to use them all the time. I do understand the concerns with Parris Campbell in terms of lack of routes that provide downfield throwing. And if you're going to use a second-round pick on a wide receiver, you better make sure he's at least projected to be a complete player. But if you have an offense that is set up like the Browns could be to use Odell Beckham in a certain way and use Jarvis Landry in a certain way and Callaway, and you want another guy that could be that long-term piece when some of those pieces are gone, this is the type of player you could get who's going to be explosive and he will erase angles on Sundays, and that's an important thing, speed plays.